In today's Star Wars Legion skirmish, the 501st Legion of the Grand Army of the Republic is being led by Anakin Skywalker. They battle a group of rebels led by Cassian Andor and the bounty hunter Din Djarin. Both armies are fighting to control 3 pivotal positions on an outer rim planet. Hey guys, welcome back to Square Box Games. We are doing another Legion playthrough. Today we've got the Galactic Army of the Republic versus the Rebels. So good guys versus good guys. And what they're doing is we have battle lines, clear conditions, so pretty standard stuff, but pivotal positions. So we have 3 objective tokens, and we have decided that 2 of the best bands from Tatooine are now combining to make a super group. Max Rebo from the Max Rebo band, and then a couple of these Biff from the Modal Notes from the famous Cantina have combined, and the goal is to get as many of them to join your group as possible.
Gotta catch them all.
I think you got the wrong franchise there, buddy. Okay, so we have like a volcanic ash kind of terrain with these like kind of mud hut style villages. So we're in like the outer rim somewhere, and that's where these 2 armies have tracked down Max Rebo. So we're gonna go look at each army one by one. Myself, Tyler, is playing the Rebels. I've got Cassian with his sniper configuration to start off with, Hunter and Duck and Cover. I do have a Rebel Vets with their CM Trooper and Situational Awareness, and then for their detachment, I've got the Blaster Trooper with Linked Targeting Array. I have a Land Speeder with a rocket gunner, rifle gunner, and just the medium blaster there. So I've loaded that up. First time ever using this. And also my first time using Din Djarin the Mandalorian. And I have loaded him up with a bunch of stuff like his rifle, his flame projector, his jetpack, and then these 3 abilities. So actually my first time using everyone in this list except for Cassian. So we'll see how that goes. Let's take a look at Steven's. All right, Steven, what do you got?
I am playing the 501st today.
The Battle Force?
The Battle Force.
Okay.
Yeah, the skirmish version of it. So I have Anakin as my commander. He's equipped with saber throw and force reflexes and endurance to try to keep suppression off of him because of his flaw card. Which, if Anakin starts a turn with suppression on him, then you play the flaw card, which then Anakin can't be issued a command. Or
okay.
I think that or use his command card, I think. One or the other.
We'll find out.
Yeah. Then it's a set of phase 2 clone troopers that have some fire support.
Okay.
And then 3 sets of ARC troopers, 1 full
Woo.
and 2 strike teams. All 3 are equipped with jetpacks and recon intel, which they come default with Scout 2. That means it gives them Scout 3, so automatically a range 3 move at the start. I've upgraded my ARC troopers with 5s. One of the strike teams has Echo on it, and another strike team has just a generic ARC trooper, DC 15. Now this isn't exactly what it is. It's supposed to be 1 red, 1 black. That's an errata on that. But yeah, so I'm interested to see how that goes. If you pan over to the field, you can already see we've deployed, and you can see just how much that range 3 move gives you right off the bat.
All right, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. We'll check back after round 1. Okay, guys, we are at the end of round 1. I played Crack Shot, and Steven played You Underestimate My Power. So I went first. Cassian gains Gunslinger and an aim token. At the end of his activation, he can get some stuff. Anakin Permanent gets Surge to Crit and Master of the Force 1. And he gains Defend 1 for this turn. At the end of the activation, if he didn't perform an attack, he gains a Suppression token.
Yep.
Okay, so what happened basically, Cassian started off taking some pot shots at Anakin and some troopers, hit him, but Steven rolled really well and negated those hits. Then some troopers were up here that they came and shot half my veterans, so they died. Yeah,
right here. They went pew pew.
Killed half my vets.
That's great.
But
then what happened?
Then Din Djarin came up and used his long shot to snipe at them with his pistol.
Dead.
Killed him. Steven had some guys come up on this side, another strike team. Strike teams out of everywhere, just popping up.
Here.
Shot at Din, right?
Yep.
I believe.
Didn't do anything.
Didn't hit. Pinged off his Beskar armor.
Yep.
And then Crazy Boy drove.
And then his best car.
Yeah, came and turned just enough to shoot with all power a rocket launcher. These guys fell off, so it's okay. This dude shot a couple. Girl shot a rocket launcher, then we had the mounted gun, and it was all either hits, crits, or surges, which went to hits. So he had 9, he had the negate, and he negated 5 of it, right?
Yeah, I blocked 5.
Yeah, he blocked 5 of the 9, but they didn't have a lot of health.
But the last 4 went through, and they only
Yeah.
have a health of 3.
So then, other than that, these guys moved up, and Anakin moved up. Is that right?
Yep. Just
Right.
moving some guys around, moving
Yeah.
them up.
These
towards
guys came up
objectives, trying to
and
get
took
them
a
play.
shot and didn't do anything. So we're getting closer.
Yeah, the emplacement trooper here took a standby, but thankfully, you can see the line here.
Yeah, Anakin was just
Anakin just kind
out
of
of
went
view.
around here, and so now he's up here behind this box.
So we're getting closer to maybe see some lightsaber fights
Yeah.
and some melee. So we'll see what happens after round 2.
Oh.
Okay, guys, end of round 2. Craziness continues. Steven plays. This is where the fun begins. I played Last Stand.
This was not where the fun begins.
Fun for one of us, I guess. Permanent Anakin gets outmaneuvered and relentless, so he's got a lot going on now. Then his activation, if he was not the first friendly unit to activate during the current round, he gains a suppression. Did you do that? Or who was the first to activate?
Yeah, I gave him a suppression.
Okay.
was at the end of his
I
activation.
played Last Stand, so he gets Indomitable, which I don't remember what that does. Probably should have figured that out because he got attacked.
You roll red defense die when you roll for suppression.
Oh, okay. Which I don't really want that anyway. Okay, so Steven, you had the first pip, so what'd you do on your turn? Besides die.
Besides everything died, I'm trying to remember who I activated that is currently
I think
dead.
these guys did a standby.
Those
on
guys,
dodge,
yeah, I think
right?
that's what I did first. Yeah, so
Those
there were
guys.
4 of these clones here, and they did a standby and a dodge to just because I was trying to have them hang out here because they're in good position for the token, and I wasn't sure which way he was going to come at me. So they did that, and then then Din came around.
Yeah, Din
over
jumped
and
over
just
the
said,
building, got
yeah.
hit because you guys were standby, but then he used his Anpin rifle and his vibro knife to
Yeah.
cut up and shock to death some of those troopers.
So he killed 3 of them.
But then what Anakin do? He came in.
Anakin
right?
was like, "All right, bro, I'm coming at you." And so he ran over. He has relentless now, so he did a move and attack, and he did nothing because it just got blocked.
Because I rolled something like that, baby. Can't touch
just
Mandalorian Beskar with your lightsaber full.
Right into his armor. Because the key thing too, Anakin's rolling 5 reds, but he also has Pierce 3, and Din has
Impervious.
So he rolled. Anakin had 4 hits, so he had 4 red dice, red defense dice he was rolling, plus 3. So he's rolling 7 red defense dice.
Yeah, so it was
Which is
enough
not
to
good.
stop it.
So that did nothing.
Yeah, and then your troopers
They
came in and
moved.
did a standby,
They did
right?
another standby too. I was trying to get them I'm trying to hunker down and hold.
So Cassian shot and didn't hit. They responded and hit him for a damage, and he ran out of the way.
Yep.
But then these guys moved and were able to shoot at a couple of them, right? And deal 4 damage. So that knocked a couple of those guys out. And then this
Yep.
guy pivoted, ran this way with his reposition, and then pivoted around to... He saw these guys shooting and was like, I should probably need to get away from not looking at them. So that's the end of round 2.
It's not looking good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and the land speeder just went...
It's just
He's
it's
coming
just over
around.
here.
Coming around. He'll be back in the battle soon. All right, round 3. All right, everyone. End of round 3, and things are heating up. That's what happened. Tyler played. I like those odds. Steven played Hero of the Clone Wars. Din Djarin gains an aim, and then when he attacks, he can perform an additional attack against a different unit. Anakin gets even more junk, like those two, and then if he's not with range, blah, 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 blah. So, let's see. Din attacked again, right? Both guys. Didn't hit him, right? You blocked it.
Blocked it.
And then you blocked it again.
Yeah, he...
Or maybe I did 1 damage.
Yeah, you did 1 damage to Anakin. But yeah, I had Anakin, because Hero of the Clone Wars and he gets Exemplar and Reliable 2.
Yeah, you threw like a bunch of
he already
dodges
had
and
defense, so he had a dodge and 2 surges.
Yeah, he threw a bunch of stuff on
I was
the
able
clone
to use
trooper
the
to keep it alive.
surges and the dodge to keep this guy alive. Okay. And then I punched Din Djarin in the face, and it just...
Yeah, we're trading blows back and forth.
Did nothing.
My spear like jabbed at him, but he reflected the lightning with his lightsaber. Then he bounced his lightsaber off my Beskar. So they're fighting over there.
It's just going nowhere.
The land speeder came around here and fired full force at this strike team, wiped them off the map, which these guys, including Cassian, were cleared to attack if they came around the corner, but since they were dead, they were moving forward into their positions, hopefully to capture some victory points here in a couple rounds. He's touching. He's touching, right?
Yeah, he's touching.
And then that's all the touching we're doing right now. So, we're on to round 4. 2 more rounds to go. We will see what happens.
Well, that's not going to happen. We're just going to continue.
Basically. All right, into round 4. 1 more round to go after this. This is the way versus ambush. Din Djarin gains a dodge and relentless, which doesn't matter because I'm engaged. And then ambush. So we rolled. I ended up getting lucky and going first. Din attacked Anakin and did a damage to him, but he took a damage in return. So they both have 2 wounds, but he has 1 more health. Anakin attacked back, but nothing happened yet again.
Yep. The only thing that helped was that having the Dimso mastery. So that gave that 1 wound to Din. But yeah, then we just went back and forth again, traded blows.
Yeah. So
adding the what is that? Whatever you have where it cancels the pierce or adds dice. Impervious, yeah.
So
killing it.
Every single time he gets 4 damage to go through. Yeah. I roll 7 red die and I block 4 exactly.
Yeah.
It's happened like 3 times in a row. But I'm also not really hitting him. Or if I do, I take a damage back.
Yeah.
So that's what happened there. The trooper tried to attack to no luck. Speeder came around after thinking about doing this, decided that's not a good move, and just used 3 moves, the compulsory and 2 regular, to kind of loop around here, but he is in base contact here. Cassian climbed up here to get a vantage point. Both of these troopers stood by and aimed, waiting to see if anything is going to come their way. So we're on to the final round, which is the scoring round. And it's 2 points for this,
points for each objective,
and that for whoever has the most unit leaders in base contact. So we will see what happens. Goodbye. Okay, we are at the end of round 5. Tyler played Whistling Bird. Steven played Standing Orders. So during his activation, Din Djarin gains that ability. Choose up to 3 enemy units at range 1 and in line of sight for each chosen unit. Roll 1 attack die, and maybe they'll take damage. Which I did, and I rolled 2 blanks promptly. Did nothing with it. But then I attacked the trooper and was able to kill the trooper.
He finally ate it.
He
fought valiantly, but eventually he just couldn't take it.
He succumbed.
Yep.
And then Anakin activated and attacked Din Djarin. Boop.
This time minus a dodge token. So
you rolled 5 hits.
Yep.
And I rolled 8 defense die and got exactly 5 again. So they don't kill each other. They go on to continue their battles. I have a feeling we're going to have to do some sort of like revenge continuing campaign, Anakin versus Din.
Probably. And I'm probably going to see what I can do differently.
Yeah. These guys moved in the position to touch that. This guy stayed here to touch that, and Din just moved, or Cassian moved a little closer up there so we can get a good view.
As I've said a couple times already, and it just keeps coming back to bite him. The problem now we have is this kind of power creep. So that with Din, he wasn't made when the Clone Wars set came out. And so now the newer units, so they added Pierce. And so now the newer units, they added, I can't remember it again. I want to say Indomitable, but it's not.
Impervious.
Impervious. So the newer units now have Impervious to counteract the Pierce, which then for Anakin, when Anakin has Pierce 3, actually makes Anakin even worse versus a unit with Impervious.
It's because the Beskar armor can't be touched by the lightsabers.
It's true, but it's just not giving you good odds. So it doesn't play well. The more your unit has Pierce, the worse it actually hurts them.
Blah, blah, blah. Let's get to the good stuff. Victory. At the end of the game, for each terrain piece with an objective token, the player has the most unit leaders in base contact with the terrain gains 2 victory tokens. 1, 2. Technically, he's on both, but we'll say 1.
Yeah, I don't know.
2. So there's 4 points and then 6
that.
points, and Anakin's in fight.
Yep.
6-0, but
No
Dan
bounty.
does not get his bounty. They're going to continue their battle, I think, in the future.
Forever.
But that's a quick skirmish game. This is the first time Steven has played with any of these troops. This is the first time I've played with anybody except Cassian, so it was kind of a nice, refreshing game for both of us. It's been a while since we've been able to play. Hopefully Steven had fun. I had fun.
Yep.
Yeah, still working on our maps and stuff like that, so we'll try to improve. I know I don't have the best terrain because I'm not an artist, but I'm doing my best. So is Steven. But I think that's it for tonight's game. If you guys like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button. That means a lot to us. But we are going to continue to have more Legion stuff, and soon we should see more of Steven's openings, his own videos. He's contributing to the channel now. Honorable guest, Steven. But until then, yeah, you guys go play some games.